Alright, we have Newstracker Lex Stanfield headed to a house fire, fully involved. They're going defensive according to scanners. 500 block of Southeast 46th Street. He's almost on scene.
This guy 6 on the call, please notify everyone. If they're available too, can we start this way?
I've got records going on both. Alright, he's arriving on scene right now. And you can see the flames and smoke right there. And his shot just went to black.
6-8 at Lottie and Garland.
We'll get it back up.
Engine 19 man. I'm at 25 on my intake. I'll be on enough water to fill the area when I finish that down the hand line. Yeah, he's
okay.
You will have to shut down the hand line. Back alley.
10-4, I need somebody on Kelly. If you guys can get back behind the shopping center and have a good viewpoint, that may be a good place to set up.
Command all companies, we're going to shut down everything. We're going to get the exposure line on the Delta side. We're going to shut it down. I just don't want to spread and towards the building.
I'm out here at the shopping center running northbound, coming up 236. Looks like Mike Paschal's over his way to finish.
Yeah, it's as big as it is. We probably should.
Hey,
Yeah.
Alexis, house fire.
Is that from Clayton County?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like, that works. Social I get 50 earlier.
He's right there on the northwest side of that shopping center behind us.
He's at 24398383.
Do we have any more outstanding?
No, sir, we got them all.
Outstanding.
38 are clear.
Alright, his shot will come up on 101 whenever he gets up to the house. And you'll see it as soon as we get the shot up.
Hey, he was trying to set his way back up into his undershirt, so he didn't have no.
Subject 409 Carmel Valley Way.
Not to say that he didn't ditch it somewhere else. Get battle stay
I
around.
think we should go ahead and put a ticker in.
Still unresponsive. 409 Carmel Valley.
Charlie 28. Go ahead. Transient problem 1 Park Avenue.
Unemployed seizure 409 Carmel Valley Way. 409 Carmel Valley Way. For seizure. 407.
In your vehicle.
Back to 42.
Negative 3732.
I'm headed to full now.
Charlie 28, I'm getting a 10.2, I'll show you time. Clear, thank you.
Yeah, 32, if you can head this way for a search, please.
10-4, I'm en route.
Thank you, ma'am.
Who's already detailed me?
Yeah.
Shot should be coming up any moment. All right, we have a shot. Shots up on 101. I'm rolling on it.
Engine
Go for three.
at 21. Time out.
While your engine is out, if they need.
So we're hearing that this is fully involved. The house is collapsed. The roof is collapsed. You can see the shot right there.
We're talking to the.
We do have a reporter headed to the scene as well. We're going to be live on this all morning, News 9 this morning, starting at 4:30.
I'm making sure that's okay. There was a smell. They couldn't really figure out what it was. They're going to open the door for me to clear it out.
Listening for updates now. You're hearing some scanner traffic occasionally. You can't go by that. Sometimes that is wrong. So we always have to confirm information. So anything you hear on a scanner, you just have to keep in mind that it could be incorrect. Call fire, make sure I confirm. Yes, this is Michael Johnson with News 9. I understand you guys are on a house fire at Southeast 46th Street. We were hearing over the scanners that it's you guys have gone defensive and the roof has collapsed. I'm just wondering if you can confirm that information for me. Okay, do you have any injuries at this time or any other information you can? Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Confirm that it is defensive. Roof has collapsed. That is confirmed through dispatch. Yeah, let's call dispatch.
Engine 45. Results of breathing problem. At 817, Southwest 59th Street.
Yeah, I'll be honest though.
412.
We'll have to wait. We'll just have to see how it develops for the 6th. We'll definitely be incorporating a file. It all depends on if there's kerosene there, if there's fire in the fire, or something like that. Once they start releasing Alright, so there you go. See the shot. I did confirm with fire dispatch that this is a defensive fire and the ceiling has collapsed.
We investigated this alarm at the cancer center. Here's that there's no problem here. Still need to make. Go ahead, I'm 0414. Service.
2398.
Dispatch clear.
10-4.
Well, that's in the headquarters.
That
1015, around the county, and getting all this 528.
Ten four. Three dozen 58. Calling party says a female that was caught on a neighborhood news camera stealing a package is currently walking around the neighborhood. There's a red blanket on her and she's going to a field used church.
You put in teams offensive fire, it's actually defensive. Yeah. I'm updating. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Nobody else is there with the pick or anything yet, so. I think everybody's scrambling. We were on it real quick though.
Engine 412, service call at 1119 Harrington Drive. Engine 412, service call 1119 Harrington Drive. That pager is 25, come out 417.
Four. Do you need a repeat?
So it's going to get interesting if we have more breaking news since we don't really have another call right now.
Okay. Fred, hold it.
So it's a 53 altitude.
Yeah. Well, what we could do is if we get something else big, we could always send Wyatt, and then I can jump in and help Shayla edit. Because this is an edit base, so I can edit from here.
James County Emergency Services, response 206 East Chicago, 206 East Chicago for a Delta level breathing problem. 206 East Chicago.
Mic check, mic check.
Starting section 2.
Open for suspicious activity on 4908 South Walk Avenue, apartment 221.
Call evaluate.
Not really hearing much more on the scanner, so it sounds like they're just letting it burn. They may have the fire out by now. That's what Lex's shot looks like. Not seeing any more flames, so the fire may be out.
COVID on center, Charlie.
Clear.
Headquarters, checking Carroll 10.
Clear.
Engine 5. Respond to a known incident
Sending on 286.
at 728 Northeast 30th Street. Time out. 423.
Just call 676.
Yeah.
Section. Copy, destination 6.2 time 0424.
Again, you're watching raw coverage
Illinois
as Lex
tag
is moving around getting some shots at this fire.
2704624.
Clear. Let's go ahead and shut down the master stream. Charge hand lines again. Everybody mind the collapse zones. We're still defensive.
For some dragon fish. Okay.
Yeah.
Alexis made it. She's there. I see her in front of the camera.
Check out 70 Oak City Patch.
Clear.
You guys want to call me every day? 145, almost fuel.
All right, we're about to go in the air, so I'm going to switch over to our air check.
Need an engine 19A. I don't have any extra slack in my area. If you want to send it, I can get you an extra piece of 50 foot. That's our 19B. I think that'll do us some good. This whole back wall's pretty much gone. I think we can get some of the hot spots back here. We can get a little bit more line. 19B is clear. I'll leave it shut down until we got that extra line in place.
Joy, can you move your car?
19A is clear on that track. Kill your headlights, Marsh.
This is a little bit of raw behind the scenes. We're getting ready to go on. We'll pop up audio as soon as we go in the air.
Engine 3 set for respond, Donald Payne at 2321 Northeast 18th Street. Engine 3 set for respond, Donald Payne at 2321 Northeast 18th Street, map page 19A, come out 410.
It's 4:29. We should be going on the air very shortly.
Engine 4 good. Clear engine 4 MSTOP 40 responding on Donald Payne at 2321 Northeast 18th Street. Your map page is 19A. Patient's a 19-year-old female conscious and breathing, complaining that her stomach codes a 1 alpha 1. Engines are also available.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now with breaking news.
It is 4:30. We begin with breaking news. A house fire in southeast Oklahoma City. News 9's Alexis Young is live at the scene. This is near Southeast 46, just east of Shields at Durland Avenue. Alexis, what can you tell us about this fire?
Well, right now, the house is ablaze. I mean, even driving down the street, you could see just the smoke coming from this home. Now, right now, it's unclear if anyone was living here. It was very unclear if this is an abandoned home. Right now, the fire chief is here. However, he is right now investigating with the rest of the fire team that you can see right here. The Oklahoma City Fire Department is here still investigating the cause of this. However, I will be asking the fire chief what happened, was it abandoned, and was anyone hurt? Now, there is EMS here as well, but again, we haven't seen anyone just yet been taken on stretchers or anything like that. So right now, this situation is still being moderated. Again, right now, active scene. But Lacey, I will be updating you once the fire chief comes right back out. I'll be asking him what is going on, what caused it, and who was living here, if anyone was. Back to you, Lacey.
All right, that's Alexis Young live at the scene. We are going to stay there and monitor things, but if you're seeing smoke on the southeast side, it's this house fire that firefighters are currently working.
Note now that the roof has collapsed. You always hate this, especially when it gets colder outside. A lot of times we see these house fires and then firefighters end up working in those conditions.
It's certainly definitely chilly this morning. We want to head over to Jed Castles and Bob Mills Weather Center for the very latest now.
Okay, so just to update you, we will switch over to the raw feed whenever we do get the fire chief on camera for an interview. You'll see that here.
For us, more seasonable type temperatures getting you going out the door this morning. Got the festive feel on our Regency cam here this morning. Let's look down toward Automobile Alley as they light those buildings up. Beautiful shot there. If you've never gone down Automobile Alley in the evening or in the morning before that sun comes up, beautiful there. Again, great lights there on Broadway. Let's check out the conditions right now. 30 degrees here starting off this morning. Light northwest winds and the wind chill checks in at 25. So cold one getting you started off this morning. Mainly 30s, around some 20s in spots with just enough wind. That wind chill right now 20s to near 30. Do have a 17 currently in El Reno. Let's check your highs today. They'll rebound back up into the low to middle 50s today. So it's going to be a cold start, a cool afternoon, very December-like. We'll check that 9-day forecast. Got some rain chances. We'll detail that. It's coming up.
Jed, thank you. Back in the news now. Oklahoma City police identify the man killed in a hit-and-run crash Tuesday morning. Police say that someone hit John Trammell near Southwest 44th and Walker. Officers say at this point they aren't sure if he was crossing the street or simply walking on the roadway when that car hit him. Anyone with information or video that could possibly help with this investigation, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers, the number 235-7300.
A Cleveland County deputy who pled guilty to murdering his wife is sentenced to life in prison without parole. Vaughn Cannon was arrested last year after investigators say he shot his wife, Jordan Pyle, 12 times in the head. She was also a Cleveland County deputy. Vaughn Cannon kept his head down while police showed body camera footage of the crime scene. He has the right to appeal. His sentence will be following.
The Oklahoma County Detention Center reporting its 7th inmate death this year, and jail officials say they found Stephen Woods unresponsive in his cell early Tuesday morning. He was booked into jail just 3 days ago, accused of trafficking drugs. The jail believes he died by suicide. The state medical examiner will now determine the exact cause of death. And happening today, another man accused of killing his ex-wife and kidnapping their son in Cleveland County is set to enter a plea. Investigators say last year, Chase Ainsworth stabbed his ex-wife to death inside a Southwest Oklahoma City home, then kidnapped their 5-year-old son, triggering an endangered persons alert. Last month, Ainsworth was found competent to stand trial, and now he has a plea hearing scheduled for this morning at 11 a.m. The state is seeking the death penalty in this case. We'll be following.
A Henrietta house, the site of a mass murder-suicide, goes up in flames. We first told you about this place last year when investigators uncovered 7 bodies in the home. Fire marshals believe someone intentionally set that house on fire. News 9's Caitlin Deggs has reaction from the families of the murder victims.
The fathers of Brittany Brewer and Ivy Webster say seeing all of the investigators outside the house today takes them right back to the day they learned their little girls had been killed. This house was where investigators say convicted rapist Jesse McFadden killed his wife Holly, her 3 children in Brittany Brewer and Ivy Webster, who happened to be spending the night. Brittany's dad says he does all he can to avoid that area.
Obviously, it's still a horrific scene. I mean, you know, it brings back memories to people that even live in that area to go by there, or, you know, even the, victims' families to go by there.
He says he doesn't think the house should have been there after the tragedy, but he doesn't agree with setting it on fire.
I know some bad things happen in there, but that still doesn't, now knowing that they're looking at arson, still doesn't give it right for somebody to go and burn it down.
As soon as you look at the house, you think about what happened in that house.
Ivy's dad says hearing the sirens go down his road brought him back to what happened there.
We haven't entered Ivy's room since the first week. We have to walk by it every day. It's horrible, and going through all this, the house burning and everything, it just brings everything back up, and it is what it is, I guess.
But Justin says the house isn't what's important.
Don't focus so much on the house. Who cares about the house? And good riddance, who cares? It's what happened in that house that matters. You can't burn those away. You can't get rid of those. You have to change and make sure that never happens again.
Investigators say if anyone knows who set the house on fire, they should call the Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office. In Henrietta, Caitlin Deggs, Oklahoma's Own, News 9.
Now, fire marshals are working some leads, and investigators say they found graffiti inside that house as well.
A now former Pardon and Parole Board member at the center of a criminal investigation is no longer overseeing specialty courts in Pontotoc County. A big development here. The district attorney told News 9 yesterday that Calvin Prince, the former administrator for the specialty courts, resigned last week. He had held that position for 12 years. Now, Prince resigned from the State Pardon and Parole Board last month, following a bribery investigation by the OSBI. He is accused of sending a woman who he counseled explicit text messages under the guise of professional guidance.
Silence in the face of evil is evil itself. Not acting is acting, not speaking is speaking. The Bible says, have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, rather expose them.
Formal charges have not yet been filed through the Attorney General's office after the DA asked that his officer be recused from the case due to conflict.
The Oklahoma Turnpike Authority votes to raise tolls on January 1st. The OTA says that extra money will pay for new turnpike projects, the Access Oklahoma plan. Drivers can expect to see at least a 15% increase through each toll. With Pike Pass, drivers will see the rate from Oklahoma City to Tulsa on the Turner Turnpike increase 90 cents.
I feel like they probably get enough in taxes and enough through the turnpike that they should be able to pay for it without needing it to be $5 every time.
So another change approved by the OTA Tuesday, vehicles will no longer be classified by the number of axles they have. Instead, they'll either be called small, medium, or large. Coming up at 6 a.m., Turnpike Executive Director will join us live in studio to discuss the future of toll roads in Oklahoma.
Oh, it was a busy day for OHP's dive team after a driver accidentally reversed their Chevy Tahoe into Skiatook Lake Monday. Troopers say the driver thought the car was in drive, but it was actually in reverse. You can see right there, that driver was able to swim out, so good news there. No one was hurt. My goodness, I'm glad everyone is okay.
Oh my gosh, that's the biggest mistake.
And I bet it was really cold in that water too.
There's nothing more scary when, I don't know if this has happened to you, and nothing like this. Certainly nothing like this.
Nothing like that's happened to me.
You're like in the driveway and you thought you put it in park and you go to get out and you're like lunge forward. You're like, oh my gosh.
That could have
put it in
gone,
park.
but at least it happens in the driveway,
not
in a lake.
In a lake.
That could have gone
new Tahoe,
much differently there.
Okay.
That's a cold swim right there, Jed.
Really chilly on a day like today, Jed. It's cold out there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the cold temperatures are with us here this morning. Temperatures are in the 30s and 20s. Let's check the details here as we go through the morning. Walk you through these morning temps. Right now, looking out the door this morning for Oklahoma City. We're in the 20s to near 30 through 7 o'clock. We'll get back up in the low 30s, 8, 9 o'clock. And as we go into the afternoon today, your temperatures should rebound back up into the low 50s, 54 by 2 o'clock today. Just some rain chances. Watching that on that 9-day forecast. We'll detail that. It's coming up.
And taking another live look at this house fire on the southeast side of Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City firefighters still at the scene. We're told the roof to this home collapsed. They are still monitoring the situation. We'll have a live update coming up.
All right, we're back to the raw shot here. We're still waiting on the fire chief to come over and give us an interview on this. We'll switch back to on air after the break, but we are waiting for a live interview. Now, if we are in the newscast, we will go to the raw interview with the fire chief whenever that happens.
Thank you.
Right. Looks like they're moving the camera, getting into a better shot for a live shot. Or they might be making everybody move. Or everybody's getting in position for the fire chief to talk. Okay, they are getting ready to talk to the fire chief.
Headquarters, you can show us 9801.
Testing. That's convenient. Very convenient. Hey, how you doing,
All
girl?
right, we're about to find out about this fire right now.
Steal your spot if you don't mind.
And tell me if I'm in the way. 'Cause I don't want to. Okay. So yeah, we might have to take it if we run on time. Would you be okay if we're just live? Because we're about to go on.
Would you mind holding this on me?
Yeah.
Sorry,
We just
it's
like to
cold.
warn. Like to warn.
Pretty noisy, so get them pretty close. You need to step up.
No, I got you.
Good right there.
back around in when it's stopped.
Okay. 30 seconds.
Yeah, can you turn that light down, man? Yeah, it's too bright. Sorry, guys. There you go. That's good, buddy. Perfect.
Everyone good?
Yeah, I'm ready.
The first question is the easiest. Can you tell us your first and last name?
Yes, Mike Paschal, Paschal. I'm Battalion Chief for Oklahoma City Fire.
So what happened here?
Well, they sent us out here because some callers reported that the house was totally involved. The house has been vacant for some time. I believe there's probably homeless people in and out of it every now and then. We've been here several times in the past for different types of fires. This time when we arrived, of course, it's at the end of a dead-end street, so we had some water supply issues. Finally got that taken care of, but when we arrived, the house was totally involved and collapsed in on itself. Just the front of it was standing. We were here just a minute or two when the front of that fell in. So we used aerial platforms to knock down the majority of the fire. Now we've got hand lines working from the back side where the exterior wall is gone. And we're gonna go in there, hit hot spots, try to do a quick search as much as possible.
And so I know you said that this was an abandoned home, but was there anyone necessarily in there, even though this is abandoned?
Well, right now we're still looking to find out. We'll look as best we can. We'll probably change this over to the oncoming shift in a couple hours after the sun comes up, where they can do a safer search, make sure that nobody's in there.
If there was somebody in there, do you think it's likely they survived something like this?
Very unlikely. Yeah, the house was totally involved in fire, and based on what I could see walking around it, it's completely burnt, basically to the ground.
How long will you all be out here?
I imagine we'll be out here 2 or 3 more hours at least, just because of the nature of the scene, having to search through all that stuff and try to see if anybody was in fact in there.
Do we know what caused it?
No, not right now. I don't have any idea.
Thank you so much for your time.
Just keep looking at her, but there's a lot of really tall grass around the house. Is that a concern for crews?
Yeah, you know, the fire, we did have a house that's occupied to the west of it. We moved 3 people out of that house till we got the fire knocked down. I put a crew over there to keep the fire from jumping to that house. We were able to prevent that, and we just recently let them go back into their home. But yeah, the fire is a concern. It could leave the property and extend to another developed structure. We were able to get that stopped pretty quick.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
Thank
I tried to make sure. I was like,
no, that was great. You did a good job. Thank you.
And the temperatures get down to near or below freezing. So tough day out there for them. Let's check out our current weather here in Oklahoma City. Let's talk about Christmas. We're going to look at that Christmas again. Christmas forecast looking pretty good right now. Got some 50s on the way for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So we are looking forward to what looks to be a pretty decent forecast as we are now 14 days away, 2 weeks away from Christmas Day. We're going to keep it on that forecast and watch that closely. Right now, cold across the central parts of the country. Coldest air up to our north. So check the current view right now. Looking out from our Regency cam, great shot there, looking toward the Automobile Alley area here this morning. Quiet conditions getting started off this morning with 30 degrees here this morning. Right now, winds are light, but enough wind. It's the wind chill right now down to 25 this morning. Clear skies here starting off this morning. It's 25 in El Reno, the current air temperature. 34 Bethany, downtown currently is 36. There are some low 30s up around Edmond, Arcadia, and Jones. Wellston, you're checking in right now at 28. So cold morning. With just enough wind, it's not a high wind, but with just enough, it's dropping those wind chills into the 20s, and even a few spots might even be in the upper teens right now. Got an 18 there currently in and around El Reno. So we'll call a cold start this morning. Grab the coat, the gloves, that seat heater in the car, definitely for that. 50s on the way here later today. So we're starting in the 20s right now, 20s to near 30, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, and the temperature will rebound into the low to middle 30s going toward 9 o'clock this morning. Going into the day today, got some 40s by lunchtime today, near 50, and we'll top it out in the low, maybe middle 50s going into your afternoon hours today before cooling it back off when the sun sets here later this evening. Around the state, got 20s, 30s here this morning. Again, that wind is causing a bit of a wind chill, so make sure you got the coat ready to go. Got northwest flow overhead this morning. That northwest pattern giving us these drier conditions. You can see the drier air in the yellow and the orange across the southern plains. So our weather is quiet for at least a couple more days. We're tracking a storm system out here to our west that's rolling this way. So let's look at the atmospheric moisture and put that into motion and see what it does here. Gulf moisture will start to stream up along with a storm system that'll roll across late week, Friday into Saturday. They'll roll across, bring some cloud cover, maybe a little bit of rain as well. That'll roll across, and by Saturday, that moves on by and skies will start clearing back out. So we do have a chance for some, it looks to be some mainly light rain. Remember that kind of that really thick drizzle we had a couple of days ago with that rain? Kind of a rain similar to that, not heavy totals expected in the central parts of the state, but from late Friday into early Saturday, might pick up a tenth, maybe 2/10 of an inch of rain, especially east of I-35. And then you go over to far east Oklahoma, some light totals there as well, just under half an inch if we get some rainfall there. Then maybe some additional rain going toward next Monday and again next Wednesday. We add that a little bit, but still light totals here in central Oklahoma. West, you're drying back out. And so it's been dry now over the last month, it seems like, so dry conditions continue for you as it appears right now. No rain or snow showing for you. If there is some rain coming our way Friday evening, sets up across south and east Oklahoma, and that rain will move across central into east Oklahoma with the likeliest chances in east Oklahoma. We've got some 50s for the state today, some low 50s, some upper 40s in spots, so a cold forecast on the way. Cold tonight, back into the upper 20s in spots, mainly some low 30s around. That'll set up in the morning hours tomorrow for OKC. The Village will drop to about 37, 35 in Midwest City, more 32, and Norman, you'll start tomorrow morning off near 33, but should rebound. Nice temperatures tomorrow. Now, the caveat to this time of the year, the temperatures, they don't look bad, but when you add wind, boy, that's a great equalizer. It makes you feel cold. So we'll call it cold tomorrow with the wind that'll pick up 15 to 20 miles per hour on those winds. And we'll have probably some windy conditions again on Friday. 61 doesn't look bad. That wind will make it feel a little colder here coming up for much of the day. So we'll call it a chilly forecast, but warming temperatures nonetheless coming up into the next couple of days. Check the forecast going into Christmas. Data suggesting some warmer than average temperatures coming up, and right now precip chances are looking normal, and maybe going to January, warmer temperatures there too. And right now looking at the precip chances as well, also are looking normal. Let's check the 9-day forecast here. We've got some 50s on the way today and tomorrow, 60s for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll cool it back off with some rain chances next week.
Thank you. Both of Oklahoma senators tour the U.S. Capitol with President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet nominees.
These next few weeks are critical for the more controversial nominees to shore up GOP support. News 9's Washington Bureau Chief Alex Cameron is following the progress.
Well, two of the more high-profile meetings Oklahoma senators have had were Mark Wayne Mullen's meeting with Kash Patel and James Lankford's meeting with Tulsi Gabbard. Both men say in their constitutional role of providing advice and consent, these meetings are invaluable.
Yeah, we had met each other when we served together in the House, but we didn't know each other well.
Director of National Intelligence nominee Tulsi Gabbard's a former Democratic congresswoman who made a brief run for president in 2020 before switching parties and fully endorsing Trump for president in 2024.
I just want to start by saying it's great to be here to meet with some of my former colleagues, like Senator Lankford.
As a member of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Lankford will participate in Gabbard's confirmation hearing.
So in our hearing, the public hearing, will have 5 to 7 minutes of question time. With Tulsi Gabbard, I had an hour and a half yesterday to really dig deep into the issues.
And Lankford acknowledges there are issues. Past statements Gabbard made about Syria, U.S. actions in the Middle East, and wanting to pardon Edgar Snowden for leaking classified documents. He says he heard answers he likes.
I want someone who's going to proactively work towards Americans' national interest and our security, and I feel confident she's going to do that.
Senator, how was your meeting?
It was good and great. Meanwhile, Senator Mullen met today with Kash Patel. The Trump loyalist who the president-elect has called on to end what he and Mullen say has been the Democrats' weaponization of the FBI.
If you're going to clean up the FBI and actually get them focused on mission rather than politics, put them, refocus them on actually putting America first, doing their job, Kash is the perfect person for that.
Confirmation hearings should begin in about a month. In our Washington Bureau, I'm Oklahoma's own Alex Cameron.
And we felt like we had control of the game, the rhythm of the game because of that.
Still ahead on News 9, the Thunder advance to the NBA Cup semifinals. Who could they face as they head to Vegas? Coming up.